ground for the Springboks. This has been a difficult hunting ground for the Springboks as we find ourselves 6-6. The kickoff there, good catch there from Frans Steyn as he clears his lines. That goes out on the full from inside his 22. So good work there. If you've just joined us, welcome. Good evening. This is One World Sports Radio Rugby. Otto and I will be bringing you this game. South Africa 6 points as well as Wales 6 points. It's 2 penalties from Biggar and Handré Pollard respectively. We're in the 19th minute and this has been an easy in pace in terms of pace. It's been quite an easy game. Thrown now for Wales and it's gone out, I think, or has it been stolen on the blind side there by number 6 Ellis Jenkins, and it does go out in the end. So that was a bit of an ugly one, and they look to take the quick throw, but not interested. A couple of changes for the Springboks. Jesse Creel comes in on the wing, first time in 7 weeks that he's getting a game, and we see Damian Willems was the starting 15 for today's game, but the problem is he's already gone off for an HIA, so we'll let you know as soon as we know a little bit more. Frans Steyn is on the park. Jesse Creel, 49th cap today, but not a common position for him on the wing. This throw now to Wales, and it's a good bit of work there from the team there to get things going. They have possession just on inside the Springbok 22. Thomas Williams looking for some options, and smashed back is the number 8, Aaron Wainwright, who's got some hard work from Siya Kolisi to try and retain position. It's raining and just 12 degrees, so it's that light rain, that persistent and frustrating rain that we've seen, and through that South Africa have been able to collect a penalty just outside their own 22. It was not releasing there, and good work there by Trevor Nyakane to try and force the turnover. So Bongi Marambi is going to have an opportunity here, most likely to throw. Otto, how have you felt the build-up coming into this game? You know, South Africa haven't won since 2013, so we definitely want to make sure that we catch a W here in Cardiff.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of Welsh players who have a grudge to settle with the Springboks after playing for the Lions in South Africa earlier this year. So this is definitely, I would say, one of, if not the toughest match of the tour. I know we're playing England as well, but the Welsh will be out to prove a point against the world champions.
And these
I've
two
been
had
watching the cricket, obviously. Yeah. So let you
these two had quite a narrow contest at Rugby World Cup 2019, the last time they met, but Diacha with the catch as Bonambi looks to drive this maul between 10 and 22, and South Africa have the penalty advantage as sniping around the back goes Special Yankees, but he's chucked out, and so South Africa will have the penalty once again. So coming into this, you know, South Africa have won at both meetings at Rugby World Cup 2015 and 2019. But like I said, since 2013, this has been a fortress for the Welsh in Cardiff, as it looks like Handré Pollard will kick for touch here, and South Africa will look to get the first try on the board. That would be lovely. The maul looked good there, Otto.
Yeah, and Wales have been the top team in the Six Nations for a number of years as well. The team to beat. With Ireland shining through a few years ago, I think, but Wales are always tough to beat at home.
Absolute deserved winners.
Stadium.
I think the work that they've done under Warren Gatland and now under some new administration, they've really worked hard. So about a 6-meter throw here for the Springboks, and a bit of a pushback there from the Welsh. But I'm sure once the Springboks put it into gear, they will get some forward momentum. Some penalty advantage here for the Springboks, a couple of meters short, but Bongi Manambi's brought down. Herschel Yankees looking for some opportunities. Cross kick here from Handré Pollard, looking out for Makazole Mapimpi on the left wing. He doesn't collect it, and it bounces into touch off the hands of number 15, Johnny, and let's get his full name. Johnny McNichol is the fullback. So they're going to go back for the advantage, and South Africa making the most here also of a couple of penalties from the Welsh.
Yeah, they've got the pressure on the Welsh team now. It'll be interesting to see if they're going to go for the penalty, because that maul was brought down illegally by Wales. So it'll be interesting to see if they're actually going to go for another maul, a line-out maul, or maybe
I think
take
it makes
the three.
I think it makes sense. Yeah, I truly think it makes sense. With this the discussion there with Jonathan Davies and referee Paul Williams, who is a Kiwi, just saying it's enough now. I'm happy to allow the game to flow a little bit more, but taking out the man before he's even landed is not going to fly with me this afternoon. So I think that's definitely something that they'll want to cut out very quickly. And we're just having a look at the replay there.
Yeah, I think that they might have had another penalty. Yeah, and indeed we are going. Springboks are going for the corner again. Andre Pollard sending it into the stands there on the 5-meter line for the line-out for the Springboks. Bongi Mbonambi already has the ball in his hand.
Good throw there to Loot Diache. He's going to chuck it right to the middle. South Africa have the maul here, but it's not really going anywhere. They're trying to get some forward momentum here. And Bongi Mbonambi snaps around the blind side, but he's immediately chucked back, passes it on to Jesse Creel, who's got support from Damian Delenda. Yankees at the back. The first start for him in a long time. I think it was Namibia at the World Cup was the last time he got a start. So good to see him there. Trevor Nyakani taking the ball into contact about 6 or 7 meters. Now an opportunity for South Africa to get some front football through Ibn Etzebeth, support by Siamtanda Kolisi. Dummy run there by Lukanyo Am, but Loot Diache is the man who finds the ball. Good work there by number 6, Ellis Jenkins, to steal the ball, and he does. South Africa squandering an opportunity there, Otto.
Yeah, good defense by Wales. A little bit isolated there was Loot Diache. He had the man supporting him, but they both went down. Bongi Mbonambi, they're going into contact and going off his feet as he tried to shield that ball, but good work there by the number 6 from Wales to get in over the ball and steal that. Bongi Mbonambi, that might have been beaten by the ruck there if he had just gone in. He was sort of sideways into that contact area.
Almost an overcook. He almost overcooked it.
Yeah, so the referee saying that there was no ruck and that the number 6 there for Wales could go in there.
Yeah, Ellis Jenkins is 50, the man
50,
who...
50-50.
Absolutely. So, clearance kick here from Dan Big, and it goes out just on halfway. And I don't know if Makazole Mapimpi truly thought that was over halfway. Well done, actually. It's a great bit of work there. But South Africa squandering an opportunity there for points. So really disappointing from them. I know the conditions are not ideal, but it's still something that you would expect, the world champions and Lions champions to make sure they get it right. So contact now for the number 17, Basham, just over halfway line, just shy of the 10-meter line, near side of the park. South Africa playing right to left, the Welsh left to right. And so hanging kick here for Makazole Mapimpi to try and catch. I think he's knocked it on there in the attempt to collect. He hasn't, and so South Africa can collect this ball. The ball now will go to Trevor Nyakani. I stand corrected. It was Loot Diache who was the recipient there from Herschel Yankees. South Africa just over their 22-meter line. Yankees looking for an option. He's got Dwayne Vermeulen ready to take it for him, but decides to kick in the end. It's a high-hanging kick for Makazole Mapimpi to collect, and it's out.
Ooh.
And it'll go out on the full from the outside the 22.
Just on the line.
I think it's good. It's a good opportunity here for Herschel Yankees. Guys like Kobus Reinach and Faf de Klerk have really put, a stamp on that number 9 position. But it's an opportunity here against a really good team for Herschel Yankees to kind of find his feet, because there's nothing worse than South Africa not having depth. Squad depth, and it looks like Damian Willemse is going to be out for the rest of the game. Otto, he's all jacketed up there on the sideline. So Frans Steyn getting a full game here, no doubt. Damian Willemse, not Damian Willemse, rather Damian Delenda, bringing down the man in the middle of the park with Lukanyo Am in support, but he wasn't releasing, and Lukanyo Am looks quite bemused as to what happened there. So 26 minutes gone. And the ref says, "Hold on, gents, not so fast." They tried to go a quick one, did Dan Bigger, and so it's going to be a halt in play.
Now, so the referee explaining there to Siakolisi why he gave that penalty for not releasing, tackler not releasing.
So 6 penalties conceded by South Africa, just to the
some discussion there.
5. Yeah, I think they're going to go for a pulse here from Dan Big. It's relatively straight. It's not something he'd ever miss. And the call is yes, they're going to go for the pulse. So yeah, on the 22-meter line, or about 20 meters, and an opportunity here to take the lead once again through the boot of Dan Biggar. It's a surprising South African selection, Otto. The conversation from Jacques Minaber was, well, this is a project for a guy like Damian Willemse, and then it's almost immediately fallen to pieces, because this is definitely not what South Africa would have wanted. You put yourself under pressure now, because if there's a further injury, it could be something quite challenging. So that means that penalty goes straight through. No challenge there. 27th minute, South Africa trailing Wales, and Wales lead obviously 9 points to 6. And Otto is going to call us through the next little bit here as we head towards half time.
So the Springboks kicking off, going from right to left, going to the far side of the field. The ball comes down inside the 22, about 10 meters in from the far side touchline, and it's a good tackle there. Ball brought in by one of the Welsh forwards, and it's the Welsh number 9 that will take the box kick here from the back. He sends this one up to the far side line, and it's going to go out from inside the 22, so it'll be a Springbok throw into the line out. You've got to help me out with these Welsh players, Coach Dave.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have a team sheet with me.
Thomas Williams is
Thomas Williams. Okay, I'll catch up on the names, and thanks for that, Coach Dave. I had a triple booked day today, so no chance for me to get the team sheet ready. I'm sorry. Okay, so the Springboks throwing the ball into the lineout on the far side of the field, just inside the Welsh half, just outside the 10-meter line of Wales. And it goes to Loet de Jager. The maul is set, and it's not moving anywhere. Bongi Mbonambi has the ball at the back for the Springboks, 15 meters in from the far side touchline. The maul is moving forward now, gaining speed. The referee calling out the Welsh players. Herschel Jantjies sends the ball up into the air, down the far side touchline, not going very far. Herschel Jantjies placed all the Springboks onside. No, he did not. The referee says 10 meters, not going back the 10. Bad box kick there from Herschel Jantjies. Just a small mistake. Ball not going far enough, and Dan Biggar will kick this from his own 10-meter line to the far side touchline, and the lineout will be set by Wales just outside the Springbok 22, in between the Springbok 22 and the 10-meter line on the far side of the field, with the stadium roof open because of the virus that we now know is more likely to be transmitted indoors. Throw in by Wales to the front of the lineout. They go straight to the number 9, down to Biggar. It goes now to the number 11, brought down inside the, just behind the advantage line. Ball goes out to the far side now. Advantage to Wales, penalty advantage. Scrappy ball here, scrappy possession. Springboks defending well, and the Wales scrum half brings the ball to the near side. Crash ball up into the Springbok defense just outside the 22 on the far side of the field. Ball goes to the short side, and it's still outside the Springboks 22, just over the advantage line. They go now to the Wales hooker. It goes tackled by Loet de Jager just outside the 22. Signaled the knock back there. The Wales make it now to the Springbok 22, 60 meters in from the far side touchline. They go to the middle of the field where they're tackled by Oxen Chair behind the advantage line. The referee still signaling advantage to Wales. They're scrappily knocking the ball through to one another, but it's another phase set here. Chip kick over the top there into the middle of the field, collected by Lucanio and sent over the far side touchline. And they come back for a penalty.
It was a frustrating period for Wales. They really just couldn't get over the advantage line. The South Africans were manfully defending. The problem with that is, as we see a bit of argy-bargy here, Dwayne Vermeulen can't keep his mouth shut, and immediately the front row is in there. He says, come talk to me. Bongo Manambi said, come say that here. Obviously the way that there were a couple of penalties there meant that the play was disordered for a couple of moments there, but half hour mark, there's a discussion here between Paul Williams and his assistant James Dolman, as well as Andre Brace from Ireland. So it's Andrew Brace, rather. Sorry, now Andre, I've mistyped the W there. But Andrew Brace from Ireland his assistant on the near side. It's going to be an interesting discussion here as they go to Ollie Hodges, the TMO from Ireland. So it's two Irishmen and two Kiwis. They're going to have a discussion here about something. We'll just bring it to you as soon as we can. But I think Otto, dirty play like that is not something that you expect from Test rugby. But when the conditions aren't as healthy as you would expect, that's the problem. So we're just looking at Retsegwa Faditswe Nche, or Ox, as Ox is he's colloquially known. So there was a late pop pass there from the fly half Dan Bigger to number 12 Nick Tompkins, and immediately Nche comes in with an arm that looks slightly higher than it should be. I don't know if it's
he was on the ball there. His arm went over the ball, so he tried to.
The ball
snatch
was
the
high.
ball.
To be fair, I mean, to be fair, he's
no
collected that ball
with the
almost at above
head.
shoulder height. No, sure, because he's blocked with the right arm there. So I think also because of the lateness with which Dan Bigger let that ball go, it was just a reaction that Ox was just going to throw the hand up there. It was already under advantage, and I think that's also the problem.
There's another one that they're looking at now for a late charge on the man that kicked the chip kick over the top in that last movement.
And it's Oxen
happy
again.
With the...
So Sia is just saying, can we just get an explanation, please? So it's just watch the chip there, and it's a block. It looks like a block there again.
No, he didn't change his line. Let's just see here.
It doesn't look good. His head is not facing the ball, but he ran into Tompkins.
He ran into Nick Tompkins.
It doesn't look healthy, Otto, when the guy who you've just tackled previously, you hammer him again. So, I mean, this is two incidents, one straight after the other, and you immediately see the hands go up there from Johnny McNichol. It was Tompkins in the first incident, and then Tompkins.
Yeah,
that's the question.
Running into Nche, or was it Nche just holding his line?
Sure, and following the ball with his head. So.
Let's see. What
I don't think the Irishman. I don't think the Irishman will. I think there's going to be a penalty at the very least. I hope there's not a card. It doesn't look like there's something for him to issue a card. So we're just waiting here. Half an hour gone. It's 9 points to 6 in Cardiff. These two teams have been playing Otto since 1906, and so it's something that is a rivalry that goes back. And there comes the yellow card.
Man.
Ox is going to spend the last 10 minutes of this half and then 30 seconds of the next in the bin. So South Africa a man short, and they'll obviously look to avoid the scrum at all costs. So South Africa playing with 14 men. They're already one man short because of the early changeover from the fullback of Damian Willemse, who went off for an HIA and doesn't look like he's going to come back on. So South Africa looking like they're going to have to work hard these final 10 minutes, because this is what you would imagine, Otto, to be a simple kick for Dan Bigger.
Yeah, and that will be a 12-6 lead for Wales with, what is it, about 9 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. So there he slots it quite comfortably, does the Welsh number 10, and South Africa trail by 6 points. So it's 12-6, 32nd minute now. And, it's by no means a clean game, Otto. It's not necessarily what you would imagine from either side, but I think it's going to be interesting to see how the last 10 minutes go.
Pollard kicking off once again to the far side of the field, and this one is collected by the number 8 for Wales, tackled immediately. I'll get his name for you just now.
Wainwright.
And so it's a box kick by Wales, number 9, going to the far side touchline, fumbled by Francois Steyn. He's got to get back. He gets through the first tackle. He's got some attention from some of the Wales players, but he makes it back over the halfway line with some support from his teammates into the midfield. They go into Trevor Nyakane, carries it forward. No, that's Bongi Mbonambe, carries it forward just about onto the halfway line. And Herschel Jantjies will take another box kick here.
Box kick, yeah.
And he lines it up. It goes high up into the air to the far side of the field, comes down in between the 10-meter line and the 22 of Wales. Heavily tackled there by the Springboks are the Welsh players. They make it out to the far side, about 10 meters in, and another box kick attempt here from Wales, trying to get the ball back. This one goes to the far side, into the just past the 10-meter line. Once again, Francois Steyn. This time only to the 10-meter line goes Francois Steyn. It's a short ball into Trevor Nyakane, who's got some support there from the Springbok players. There's a penalty advantage to the Springboks. They're just outside their own 22. Herschel Yankees digging the ball out. Goes to Pollard. Goes down the line to Dialende, who breaks through the line. He's got support with him. Herschel Yankees on the inside gets the ball. He's a bit isolated, but the Springboks are there. And Lucanio Am is at the scrum half position in the middle of the field, just inside the 10-meter line of Wales. Lucanio Am once again with the ball to the far side to Dwayne Vermeulen. Almost a breakthrough there by the Springboks. Herschel Yankees brings it back to the middle of the field. Goes to Pollard. Goes out to Kwagga Smith in the back line. He steps through 1, 2, 3 tackles. Goes down just inside the Welsh 10-meter line. Sorry. There's a kick forward to Makazole Mapimpi. I think he knocked that on. They're playing forward. They're still playing on. And it's 6 meters out from the Welsh line. Wales have managed to scramble back and gain possession there. And it will be out to the far side of the field, more towards the middle, where Wales are on their own 5-meter line, lining up the box kick. Now, once again, is the number 9,
Williams.
Williams,
and he's just
sends it over the near side touchline for a Springbok throw-in, and that should be just outside the 22 of Wales.
Yeah, it was a great bit of work there in the penalty advantage. Damien Delende just stepped inside his tackler there and was able to pierce the gap. But a good bit of work there as well from him and Lucanio Am to quickly get back on their feet to support Herschel Yankees. Good bit of work, and that's much cleaner from the Springboks. That's good to see. Good support. I think, you know, they talk about matches made in heaven, but South Africa have a couple in their squad. I mean, you think as we see Trevor Nyakane get some assistance there from the medics, but we think of, you know, Lut Dioch and Eben Etzebeth, a match made in heaven. We talk about Damien Dalende and Lucanio Am as a match made in heaven. South Africa have in the recent past, we've had a really good center pairing. If I think of going back to Jean de Villiers and Jacques Fourie, and even further back, Yvette Barry was a great partner to Jean de Villiers. So it's South Africa has been blessed, thankfully, with good locks and good centers. So long may that continue, I think.
Yeah. So we see a replay there. Pollard pushing the ball off the boot through for Makazole Mapimpi, who knocks it on, and then Wales playing with the knock-on advantage, managing to scramble that back, recycle the ball, get the number 9 Williams out of the contact area there. And
Trevor's
so
not enjoying life.
Trevor Nyakane is limping off the field. Well, he's walking around on the field still, but it looks like he is struggling a bit there. And my wonderful wife, Carla, has printed out the team sheet that Mpo WhatsApp to me. Thank you. I've now got some names here to work with.
Get somebody that looks at you like, Trevor Nyakane looks at Eben Etzebeth, because that was just something to behold.
Bongi Mbunambi with a throw in just outside the Wales 22 on the near side touchline. The maul is set. Bongi Mbunambi has the ball at the back, and the Springboks now driving forward towards the 22. They reach the 22 now. Wales are swarming all over this maul. Are the Springboks getting the ball back? Yes, they do. Into the hands of Pollard, who stops and starts and sends it back to Kwagga Smith, who runs around and is wrapped up by number 4, Will Rowlands there for Wales. Hands in the ruck there by the Welsh, but they're going to get called back for the penalty advantage. Looks like the referee is looking at the AR there on the near side touchline, 15 meters in from the near side touchline. That must be a penalty for the maul. And the referee is looking.
Yeah, I think they wheeled round there through 90. Yeah, I think he's wheeled there through 90. That's why the challenge. Well,
we've got a little bit of a break here. It's Red Rechegofaditswe Nche. Rechegofaditswe Nche, which means we have been blessed. And everybody who's lazy.
And Reece Carr's getting a yellow. So if you got a number 1 on your shirt, you're in the sin bin at the moment because Rechegofaditswe Nche as well as Reece Carr are on the sidelines at the moment because of the intentional collapsing of the maul there, which is not something you want to see. You want mauls to have good momentum, and thankfully now it's on as even. The teams are square. They're both short of a front man.
Okay, so the Springboks with the throw-in, 6 meters out from the Welsh try line. Lotte Jager collects, and Wales once again trying to collapse the maul that's set by the Springboks. They're going forward, but there are Welsh players on the floor. They're going to have to step over them, but they choose to send it out now to Damien Dalende, just to the left of the uprights. Yankees gets the ball back to, looks like Mbonambi went in there.
Yeah.
And Yankees gets the ball back 5 meters out from the Welsh try line. Intercepted by Wales. It looks like it might have been knocked forward. It's kicked forward and over the 10-meter line of Wales, now into the Springboks half as Jesse Kriel cleans that up.
Blown.
But it was a high tackle. By... Which way is he going now, this referee?
Yeah, it was a tackle on Ellis Jenkins.
Okay, so it was tackle on the number
Jenkins,
6.
the flanker. Yeah, I think he's the man
tackled
who...
there by... so as he intercepted the ball, there was a high tackle by Frans Steyn. And then the ball went out to the far side with the left wing there, Josh Adams sending the kick downfield, collected.
Looks like
by the
somebody
Springboks,
dumped a Vaseline bottle on his head. What's going on there?
Yeah, it does look like a bit of a wet patch, or he might have a
greasy noggin
swath of white hair there in between his dark black hair on his head there.
Yeah, it just looks like
Jenkins.
When you sleep,
Wales,
when you sleep on that one side, it just looks flat like that, but wet. So maybe they gave him a little bit extra gel. But I think it was a hard tackle there by Frans Steyn. Panic defense, but good work by Jesse Kriel to be able to turn around and catch up.
So the penalty kick went over the far side touchline, and that will be a throw into Wales.
Just 2.5 minutes here.
Just inside the Welsh half. And so it goes short to Ellis, now the Williams, now the number 9. He is at the back of this ruck once again, sends it out to the midfield where Dan Bigger sends the ball high into the air to the near side touchline, 20 meters in, just outside the 22, collected by Frans Steyn, and Jesse Kriel goes forward now into the Welsh defense. Herschel Yankees at the back. It's just in the middle of the field. Ball comes to the near side now and kicked there downfield by the Springboks into the Welsh 22, where it is cleaned up by the left wing, Josh Adams, I think. He sends this ball out to the near side touchline, and it will be put into the Springboks on the near side touchline, just inside their own half. I'm not sure who kicked that ball away.
Forgive me, but was that not a 50-22? If we look here, was he inside his?
No, that was a 22-50. That was a 22-50 by Josh Adams.
Oh, 22-50. My apologies.
Kicking from inside his 22.
So he doesn't get the position. You are correct. I stand corrected. My apologies.
Have the line out inside their own half on the near side of the field. Bongi Mbonambi throws it in now. And Eben Etzebeth goes high. It looks like he was taken in the air as he came down.
It's probably an advantage.
Let's see what the referee says. The ball is at the bottom of the ruck. Now it comes out to Herschel Yankees. He's got the ball in control at the back of the ruck.
Surely there's an advantage there.
And I think that ball's already gone out of the ruck, but nobody noticed. And Herschel Yankees sends it out to one of his forwards. They're about 15 meters in from the near side touchline, just outside their own 10-meter line are the Springboks. Herschel Yankees at the back of this ruck. Looked like Dwayne Vermeulen went in there. He's going to go for the box kick this time. Sends it up. It's going to come down about 10 meters outside the 22, where it's collected by the right wing, Louis Rees-Zammit. And that is a penalty to the Springboks for holding on the ground as Reece Zammit got swamped there by Springbok attackers, following up that good box kick this time by
And the
those
hooter
Yankees.
goes as well. Yeah, and the
End
referee.
of their playing time in the first half, and they've got
Yep.
some talking to do still, but Andre Pollard says he's going to go for poles. Okay, so
Yeah,
the
it was
referee
surprising
was
there. I
talking to
really
somebody.
thought, yeah, I really thought Ibn Etzebeth makes a valid point. You know, we see that bit of play there from the Welsh looked a little bit shady, and thankfully it was a good work by the man himself, Ibn Etzebeth, on Lewis Rees Zammit, who was able to turn the ball over there. He earlier, right at the start of the game, had an opportunity, did Lewis Rees Zammit, to collect a Dan Bigger cross kick that just went over the fingertips. It looked like a despairing goalkeeper in football, just fingertip over the bar, and it went out. It was a great bit of work there from the Welsh, but nothing coming from it. South Africa could be within 3 here heading into half time.
No, 12 points to 6. South Africa trail Wales with the kick to come here by Andre Pollard from the near side touchline. Curls in nicely inside the right hand upright. And it's 12 points to 9 to Wales with 40 minutes to play. Thank you so much for listening to us, for watching us. We're going to take a break. What do you think, Coach Dave? Can we win this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the early predictions were that South Africa would take it by 5, 10, or even 15 were some of the predictions. But I think this is going to be a game about small margins. I think both teams need to make sure that they capitalize on their penalties. I think somebody's got to be brave enough to go for the corner. So we'll see how they come out here in the second half. South Africa have a really good bench, and I suppose there are some good players on the Welsh bench, but really South Africa's bench is top draw. So excited to see how they go in the second half. But the key will be to see how we go.
Thank you so much. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with the second half in a few minutes. See you soon.
Welcome back to our One World Sports Radio broadcast of this South Africa Welsh game. This is the first game of 3 that South Africa will play in the Northern Hemisphere. This game is coming to you from Cardiff, where South Africa trail just 3 points, 12 points to 9. It's been just an exchange of penalties between everybody, and I could see Faditswe Nche Ox is back on the park. I thought he'd spend 30 seconds, but they've let him out of the sin bin very early. And alongside me is Otto Simon. Please don't forget, like and subscribe. So go like us on Facebook, go subscribe to our YouTube channel, ding the bell so that you know exactly when we're going live. We're going to be bringing you every moment of the India series. Check us out. We're on YouTube for the Pitch Vision game that is the Titans against the Dolphins. We're going to be bringing you commentary. We brought you commentary today. We're going to do it again tomorrow. So look out for that kickoff once again as
on
South Africa play left to right.
Channel. On the Super
Absolutely,
Sport
yeah, Super Sport. If you just type in CSA or Pitch Vision or Super Sport, you'll see that that game is being broadcast. So penalty advantage straight away, and the guilty man who's literally just come back on the park from a yellow card is Nche, who's coming in at the side, and so there's an opportunity for the Welsh to clear their lines. Dan Bigger kicks it over halfway, and almost halfway between 10 and halfway is where they find themselves. So Otto, what did you think of the first half from the Springboks?
I was watching and listening to some commentary from the studio people there. The Welsh are boxing clever. They are getting away with a few technical penalties that should have gone the Springboks' way. So they're negating the line-out and the scrum.
Good take by Williams. He throws it to Bigger. This one is hanging high in the air. It's an opportunity for Frans Steyn to make a catch. He throws it to no one, and Loot Diaga has to do the cleanup work. South Africa not completely in tune with one another. So it looks like Herschel Yankees is looking for a setup to a box kick as he does so. Hangs it high. There's, like you said, a couple of technical concerns for the South Africans, and it's collected nicely there by Johnny McNichol, but he's knocked it on, and in frustration, Williams thumps it away. And so South Africa will have a scrum now. But it looks like there's going to be a challenge for the Welsh, because remember, their number one, Reece Carr, is on the park. Is off the park rather, serving a yellow card. So gonna have to look at maybe an uncontested.
To go on his yellow card. They should be able to bring Wyn Jones or Wilgriff John in. Not sure which one is the loosehead substitute there, but somebody will have to leave the park, and we see steady rain coming down.
It'll be Wyn Jones. It'll be Wyn Jones, and it was a surprise when they brought in the youngster Carr ahead of Wyn Jones. I mean, Wyn Jones was part of, as you remember, the Line series, and so surprised that he doesn't start. But looks like the Welsh are going to go for a substitution. Ellis Jenkins is the man who makes his way off the park. Wyn Jones is indeed the forward that comes on for the Welsh. So South Africa having an advantage with the scrum in the first half, will want to make sure they capitalize on it.
Yeah, so sacrificing
massive
the
scrum here.
Flank.
And an advantage as the scrum wheels through 90. Is a sniping run around the outside, run the inside rather, from Herschel Yankees, but he's lobbed into touch, and the assistant referee on the far side raises his white flag. So there was a couple of concerns, Otto. I'm sure you heard them from some of the analysts about the referee not picking up basic things like, the man being brought down in the line out. And so I'm sure these referees will keep an eye on it in the second half.
The maul driving in underneath the jumper before the jumper comes down in the line out. So, these are the type of tactics that teams often employ against the Springboks, as we see Pollard putting this one across the far side touchline, Boks playing from left to right on our screens. It's about 16, 17 meters out from the Welsh try line on the far side of the field, where the Springboks will put the ball into the line out.
Yeah, it's going to be
we
key
can
here,
only
Otto, for the ARs to keep an eye on that. And like you said, we can only adapt and overcome. Diacha with a good catch, and South Africa have an opportunity to maul quite nicely. There's a direction to say, watch the man on the blind side as Bongi Manambi gets some forward momentum. It collapses, and he's immediately swarmed by a couple of red shirts. South Africa having to do a lot of hard work as Retsecho Faritse Nche comes out with the ball out of nowhere. I wasn't even following him, but he managed to pop out. Yankees now with Nyakane to get some forward ball here. Yankees is again looking to dig deep to try and get that ball out of the abyss that is that ruck. Pollard now with a cross kick. It's hanging nice and high, but it's going to be a challenge for South Africa to collect. Jesse Kriel looked like he took out the man, number 11, Josh Adams, in the air there, but he brought him down nicely. And so the Welsh now on their own 22 with an opportunity to clear their lines. Number 9, Thomas Williams, is the man who is at the back of the ruck, and immediately Nche is all on top of him, but isn't able to get some support for somebody to steal it. So box kick coming now from Williams in his own 22. He's going to hang it up in the air, a lot deeper than I thought he would go, between 10 and 50, and a good catch there by Frans Steyn as he absolutely hammers through Dan Bigger. That's what you love to see, is Frans Steyn just running his way through some people. Jesse Kriel trying to fight his way through traffic as him and Kwagga Smith try and get the ball, but it's pops out to the left wing, number 11. That one goes into touch. So good bit of work there from the Springboks, but they've got to make it count, as there's a couple of substitutions forthcoming from the Welsh.
Yeah, there were some good movements by the Springboks in the first half, and once again they're going forward. They lost the ball forward there, and then the defense is just awesome once again, just putting pressure on the Welsh team in at the start of this first half. The South African substitutes are also ready.
Triple
Malcolm
subs.
Marx, Stephen Kitsoff, or Vincent Koch there. So let me get that. Retsecho Faritse Nche is off. He will be replaced by Stephen Kitsoff. Vincent Koch replacing Trevor Nyakane, and Malcolm Marx replacing Bongi Manambi. So the full front row replacement for the scrum. It will be a Welsh put-in, about 15 meters in from the near side touchline, just outside the Welsh 22.
One of the biggest
outside the Welsh 22.
One of the biggest pieces of praise that the Springbok coaching staff got coming out of Rugby World Cup was actually that the hard work that they put into to time the changes of their front row. And it wasn't about when they'd emptied out the tank, but the moment they started to dip below what they expected was the standard. So this is right before scrum, and the front row is going to play a massive role in absolutely smashing the Welsh here. The feed will come from the Welsh, Thomas Williams. So he's going to have to do a lot of work here to try and retain the stuff here. There's a reset here as Paul Williams is not happy. Otto, what have you felt?
Rhys Carr is back on the field, and so is Ellis Jenkins, who was sacrificed for the prop replacement when Jones back off the field. So it's a starting front row here for Wales against the fresh front row of the Springboks, as we see them set the scrum.
Yeah, it's always been a point of power for Springboks over the years. It's always been a really good point for us is the set pieces, but particularly the lineouts and the scrums. We've always had a power scrum. Only 4 kgs difference between these two packs, but South Africa absolutely hammering there as the ball comes out, and Dan Bigger clears this as he thumps it straight into the middle of the field. Good catch there by Francois Steyn. He thinks about a thump. He doesn't. He runs it himself. Breaks through one tackle. Breaks through another. That of a number 13, Jonathan Davies. But eventually is brought down just over halfway. Yankees is looking for an opportunity as my screen goes black. So please cover.
The ball kicked forward by the Springboks. They're 7 meters out from the try line of the Welsh. In the middle of the park. They go to the far side, the short side. Handré Pollard is brought down 7 meters out. This one goes to Damien de Allende, tackled 7 meters out. Herschel Jantjies has the ball at the back of the ruck on the far side of the field. The ball goes to Lotte Jager, brought down 7 meters out still. Springboks moving forward through Dwayne Vermeulen. He's now 6 meters out from the Welsh try line in the middle of the park. The ball goes out from Herschel Jantjies once again to one of the forwards. Good cleaning out by the Springboks, retaining possession just to the right of the uprights. And Vincent Koch goes forward. He's muscling forward 2-3 meters out now. Herschel Jantjies has got the ball, bringing it to the near side of the field. Lotte Jager is there in support of, looks like one of the forwards, another one of the forwards there. Kwagga Smith goes forward now over the 5 meter line, and the Springboks cleaning out the Welsh defenders there. Ball goes back out to the far side, to the middle of the field through Vincent Koch with good support. Herschel Jantjies into the back line it goes now, and the ball just goes to ground, but it wasn't forward. Referee has got nothing there. They're about 15 meters out now. It goes forward once again through the forwards, and it's dispossessed by Wales are the Springboks. The kick goes down to the near side of the field into the Springbok half. Bumbling work there by Jesse Kriel, but he gets away from the first tackler. The second tackler is number 12, Nick Thompson, and it's just outside the Springbok 10-meter line where Wales managed to get the penalty decision, where the Springboks scrambling back after they were hot on attack. Wales dispossessing the Springboks, sending the ball down the field. Jesse Kriel all alone under pressure. Good follow-up work by the Welsh. And Adam Beard there, the number 5, clapping his hands. The captain, number 13, Jonathan Davies, very happy with his team. And they'll have a shot at goal through Dan Biggar, no doubt. Yes, they will. So they will try and take the score out to 15 points to 9. So we'll see how the Springboks lost the ball here. They went into contact through Damien de Allende, and I think the ball just popped out of his hands and went forward. But good work by Frans Steyn to start that movement into the Welsh half. We see a replay of that now, where he just decided not to kick, and then there was a grubber kick through, I think by Pollard, and then by Lucanio collected by and then from there the Springboks just tried to muscle their way over the try line, and in the end, with Wales coming up in attack after the kick downfield, and Ellis Jenkins getting the turnover there for Wales, the turnover penalty as well, with Jesse Kriel forced to hold onto the ball just about 2 or 3 meters to the right of the uprights and just outside the Springboks 10-meter half. So that should be an easy kick for Dan Biggar. He sends this one sailing through the uprights, and Wales are back to a 6-point lead, 15 points to 9. So close. The Springboks were so close to the Welsh try line there, and they just couldn't finish it off. It's a
frustrating
wet
when
day. It's cold and
yes.
wet.
I think the key for South Africa has been the absence. Well, the key for the Welsh success has been the absence of South Africans in support when it came to the breakdown. So many times we've seen it in this game that the Springboks have a man isolated. I think that's going to be a bit of frustration from there as Dan Biggar does his usual jig and face touches and pre-kick routine.
So after 2 rucks inside their own 22, Williams sends this one up inside the half of the Springboks, collected by Francois Steyn, and he's ready to run once again. He gets stopped there, but he gets up and takes a few more steps. Herschel Jantjies sends it out into the air, into the Welsh 22, where it is marked by, that should be the left wing. No, that's the right wing, actually.
Louis
That was
Rees-Zammit,
the scrum off. Falling back,
Thomas Williams.
Falling back there into the 22 to collect that box kick by Herschel Jantjies, and he's going to send that one down almost it's now into the Springbok 22. Francois Steyn is there, and this time with the left boot, the siege cannon Steyn sends this one just outside the 22 of Wales, where it's collected by McNichol. The fullback sends it up high into the air. He's struggling to get through the traffic there, and it's sent back by the Springboks from outside the 22. oh, that Welshman should have put his foot over the line there. He could have had a line out there. This one is sent up into the air, into the middle of the park, just inside the Springbok half, collected by, that looks like Damien Delende, but it's not rolling away. Penalty to South Africa to the far side. They go now down the back line. Siya Kolisi coming inside, bouncing off one tackle. Takes 3 men to bring him down. Herschel Jantjies brings the ball inside. It's Malcolm Marx going over the advantage line. Good cleaning out by the Springboks. Herschel Jantjies has got the ball coming to the middle of the park now, just inside the Welsh half, inside their 10-meter line. Herschel Jantjies once again, but the referee calls them back for the not rolling away by Wales, just inside the Springbok half. And there's another substitution called by the referee. Let's see who this will be. So the penalty there was for tackler not rolling away in the middle of the park, 5-6 meters inside the Springbok half. And we're just looking at a replay of that movement here, with Siya Kolisi just bouncing off Thomas Williams, tried to tackle him, and Siya Kolisi just sending him flying backwards through the air. That was impressive stuff from the South African captain. So Herschel Jantjies is off the park, and it is Kobus Reinach, who's on. Frans Steyn, is he going to line up another? Yes, he's going to line up a penalty kick. Francois Steyn from inside his own half. It's just about 5 or 6 meters inside his own half, but it's almost smack bang in the middle of the park, just on the edges of the logo there. 54-meter kick. Wipes the water off his brow. He's got that Free State farmer frown, and he's looking towards the post as he lines this one up. Yeah, they always look like they're about to assault somebody. There we go. Francois Steyn with the distance and the direction, and it's over. 3 points to the Springboks. They go back within 3 points, 12 points, 15 points to 12, excuse me.
12.
Yes. So what a kick there by Francois Steyn. From my own 10-meter line Steyn. Van my eie 10-meter lyn Steyn. The siege cannon Steyn strikes again for the Springboks. And the kickoff by Wales in the middle of the park goes straight back to Francois Steyn, who carries it over the 22. Kobus Reinach goes to the near side of the field, driven up by the forwards there. Vincent Koch is in support, and so are most of the other forwards. Kobus Reinach, it looks like, will line up here for a box kick for Jesse Kriel to chase on this near side of the park. It comes down just inside the Springbok half. Good tackle there on McNichol, I think, who took that out of the air for Wales. They go to the middle of the park now through one of their tight forwards, it looks like. They're just inside the Springbok half. And it's a knock-on by Wales, knock-on by Malcolm Marx, and it'll be a scrum to South Africa just inside the Welsh half, about 16, 17 meters in from the near side touchline. So the ball came out from Thomas into the face of Ellis. The ball just slipped out of his hands and into his nose. So that's the number 6, Ellis Jenkins, that knocked that ball on for Wales. And then Malcolm Marx also not gathering possession there. No, excuse me. It was Taine Basham, the number 7, that received the ball from his scrum half Williams coming to the near side of the field from the middle of the park. So the scrum is 15 meters just about inside the near side touchline, inside the Welsh half. It's a difficult ball to control here, Coach Dave. It's not a fancy rugby type of night. The rain seems to have stopped, but it's still very slippery. And so Kobus Reinach puts the ball into the scrum. Very steady scrum by South Africa, moving forward now, and they've got the scrum penalty advantage. Kobus Reinach has the ball, sends it to the middle of the park, and it's knocked on by Damien Delende, first receiver. No matter. there is a scrum penalty. So I think the Springboks should just move into the Welsh 22, knock the ball on, and get the scrum penalty, and that way we'll win the game. That seems to be a good tactic from where I'm sitting. So we are 58 minutes in, 56 minutes in, 57 just about, and the ball goes out to the near side touchline about 5-6 meters into the Welsh 22. Very safe penalty kick there. Malcolm Marx has got the towel there. Hopefully the towel is also dry, because everything else at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff is soaking wet.
That's the frustration. Is that fine rain, that consistently fine rain that just soaks everything, and within 5 minutes you feel like you've been swimming for about 3 days.
Oh, that's traditional Welsh rugby. And so it goes to Dwayne Vermeulen in the middle of the line out. Malcolm Marx already has the ball at the back of the maul. Springboks trying to muscle their way forward. There's a bunch of Welsh forwards on the wrong side of the maul. And let's see if the referee picks this up. No, they apparently tackled the maul successfully there, but it's another movement from Damian Dalenda into the Welsh 22. Kobus Reinach has the ball just about in the middle of the park, sends it out to looks like Malcolm Marx went in there in the middle of the park, goes to the far side now. Ball, Springboks struggling to get over the advantage line. Good defense here by Wales, holding the ball up. It's advantage to South Africa, penalty advantage. They go to the far side once again. Francois Steyn over the 22. He goes tackled there. Kobus Reinach sends the ball back into infield, 12 meters in from the far side touchline. Kobus Reinach gets the ball, sends it back over the Welsh 22. And it's a penalty to South Africa for holding on or not releasing. Yeah, that should be not releasing. It looks like Vincent Koch might take the kick, but he's just collecting the ball next to the referee. And Andre Pollard will go for the 3 points to bring the Springboks back on to parity, 15 all, if the kick goes over.
Yeah,
I think we're starting to outmuscle these Welsh players. I think we're starting to get an edge over them. I think
the massive key, Otto, has to be the fact that the Springbok bench is going to make a difference. As looks like I'm back with pictures here, so it's frustrating. As you can see, we have a look at the Welsh coaching box there. They're slamming their fist down on the deck as there's an opportunity here for the Springboks to come back level. Andre Pollard, it's quite a simple kick, you would imagine, Otto.
Yeah, and he just slots it through the middle of the uprights. Flags go up, 15 all. And there is just about 20 minutes to play. So if you're good to go, you can call the next 10 minutes, and then I'll just jump in if you get stuck.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Otto. The joys of local technology problems. We're just going to quickly have a look here. There's a comment from one of our fans. Don't forget that you can like and subscribe to our page. Make sure that you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, ding the bell so that you know when we're going to be live. We're going to be bringing you all the sport that you want to see. So make sure you also go follow us on the Pitch Vision YouTube channel. That there's an opportunity there for you to watch us as we bring you the Titans versus Dolphins game. This one from the kickoff looks like it goes out, and it will be a Welsh throw, as Jesse Creel is the one who's guilty of just letting that one trickle out into touch. The kickoff there wasn't what you would expect from a South African fan, but as a Welsh fan, you would have said that's perfectly weighted, Otto.
Tight up against the near side touchline, and Wales have the throw in. So let me know when you see that.
Absolutely. So line up here. So Elias throws that one. It's a good catch as Mostert replaces Diaga for the Springboks as the Welsh look for a bit of forward momentum from the line out, the more resulting from the line out, and the referee calls it to be used by Williams. This is a massive hit by Lucanio on Nick Tompkins, a man who's been absolutely hammered by the Springboks, and this one is a double knockback from the Welsh as the guilty party Elias is the man as they look for some sort of parity here going forward. Tompkins again with the ball, and he's smashed by Franco Mostert, who's just come on the park. He got a bit of forward momentum there, but he wasn't able to really slam the clutch in and go through to the next gear. Ball comes to the near side of the park, knocked forward by Jesse Kriel as he tried to intercept that one. And the Welsh now have the ball still with them. Going through the hands as it's eventually brought down with Basham in possession of the ball. Bigger here looking for a cross kick. Immediately run up does the South African who tries to get away there, and Frans Steyn is chucked out. So it was a good bit of work there from Andre Pollard as he tried to shut it down, but in the end, well weighted. This is a great game from Dan Bigger. He's an experienced campaigner, and you would expect nothing less from him, Otto.
Yeah, we saw the maul getting static there for Wales, and they just sent it down the line. They got monstered in the midfield, back over the Springbok 10-meter line. And then a good tactical play by Dan Bigger to send the ball out to Rhys Zammit, who almost collected it, kicked the ball forward. Frans Steyn collected and was monstered into touch. And now we see the line out for Wales inside the Springbok 22 on the far side of the field.
Rollins takes the catch from the line out, and it doesn't really go that far as it goes back and forth and back and forth. As we see Seb Davies take this one into contact. There's a bit of a sniping run there by Tompkins, who's also had a really good game for the Welsh as they look to make roads infield. They're moving towards the center of the park. There's an advantage here as the referee has an opportunity here for the ball to go wide. Somebody's invaded the pitch, and so they've had to tackle him and yeah, it's a surprise that they haven't physically assaulted the Muppet who's decided he wanted to join the play there. So it was, I mean, the Welsh had numbers out wide. It was a great hanging ball. There was only one man to tackle, and the problem was
and the pitch invader and the security guards got in the way of the Welsh attack. They could have scored.
Oh no!
Oh wow! All right, so yeah, that was a forward pass to Liam Williams, who was on the field there, but definitely a distraction from the pitch invasion and the security guards almost tackling Liam Williams, who almost outflanked the Springbok defense on the near side of the field and making it all the way out.
Not rolling away
6 meters
call,
out.
yeah.
So they come back for the penalty to Wales. Once
Otto,
again,
I mean,
an easy
I'm not usually a man for violence, but if I'm Liam Williams, I'm strongly considering socking that man in the teeth. You've cost me a try, friend. Just because,
no.
and it's worse when it's your own fans. You know,
you're wearing rugby tocs. You can do much worse than beating somebody with your fists.
You know, if it was a Springbok fan, I think you would have been upset. But it's their away team. They can't be blah, blah. But when it's your own men, right when you're about to score, I'd be furious. I would be fuming.
Yeah, no. I mean, all the Welsh backline players were literally up in arms.
And there's nothing that the
Whiskey
referee
Tango
can do.
Foxtrot, guys. We were about to score a try.
Bigger slots the resulting penalty through as they take the lead. So it's neck and neck here as the Welsh lead 18 points to 15. But I mean, as a Welsh fan, I don't think I would be happy with an opportunity to score. You had numbers out wide, and some donut who's had a little bit too much to drink decides he wants to be a player on the field. Gee whiz, I don't know if I could hold things back.
Pick the worst place on the field to actually invade, because
the worst place, the worst
right
time
in the way of a Welsh backline move down the near side touchline. And the security guards just missed him by 3 or 4 meters. He made it just about 2-3 meters into the pitch. Yankees replacing Pollard. And he's immediately had success. What a kick. Sends the kickoff to the near side of the field.
Landed inside.
And it landed inside the field of play, says the assistant referee, who was watching very closely. Watching a replay now. That's so beautiful. Of painted grass between a midfield scrum and a line out to Wales.
As the Italians would say.
Oh, yes. Wow. Right on the 22. Wales will put in the ball on the near side touchline.
Absolutely, and it's going to be an interesting passage of play here. There's about 14 minutes remaining in this game, and the South Africans look like they may have stolen it. They don't in the end, and they have to do the work here to try and put pressure on the Welsh, as even Etzebeth is told, go back that way. Don't try and shoot. Don't try and jump the gun here. Looks like we're going to have a box kick. We do. Williams hangs this one high in the air for Jesse Creel to take, and before he's even able to collect it, he's been smashed there on the near side of the park. There's an advantage for the knock-on by the South African wing, as the South Africans are having to do a bit of work here. Will Rowlands is the man who's held up in the middle of the park. Almost looked like a little bit of a more, but not quite. Literally on the center spot, as we see Dan Bigger hang this one high in the air. An opportunity for the Springboks to try and get possession back once again. They don't, and the Welsh are immediately given penalty advantage through a knock-on. So this one is kicked away. There's a bit of space behind the Springbok ruck. Penalty advantage goes away. Kobus Reinach in some space here. He's really getting some good work here. In the meantime, he's come on the park and absolutely given South Africa an opportunity to really get forward here. Kobus Reinach brought down just over halfway from almost his own 22. Kwagga Smith now looking for a sniping run on the blind side. He's got support from Kitsoff and Vincent Koch, as Reinach is back on his feet. He's got Franco Mostert on his outside. It looks like he's setting up for a box kick. He does. He hangs this, and it doesn't go anywhere, really. It almost goes backwards as the South Africans can collect it. Looks like Ibn Etzebeth collected it. I thought he was offside. Makazole Mapimpi in the corner. Is he going to score? Yes! He does. South Africa have a try to their name. It's the 68th minute. That was a disconnected piece of play, but good bit of awareness by the South African lock, the Ibn Etzebeth, and he's given that to Makazole Mapimpi, and great bit of work there from the Springboks. It was all from that kick that didn't look like it really went anywhere from Kobus Reinach, but the man who recently had a good game for his club has stepped into the Springbok shoes and hammered it.
And it all started with Kobus Reinach collecting the kick and then just blitzing 5-6 Welsh defenders to bring the play back into the Welsh half.
Just handed him
from off. There, what a handoff by Ibn Etzebeth there with the final pass to Makazole Mapimpi. Beautiful. Sliding over the wet grass and into the Welsh goal area for a try. 20 points to 18. South Africa take the lead with a try.
The referee
is
going to
looking
TMI.
at himself.
I think there's maybe an offside there or a... I don't know what he was hoping for. We're just having a look here whether or not there was a knock-on by the
back by
Springbok.
Wales and then collected by Ibn Etzebeth and then passed.
And there's no question about a forward pass with that last one. Easy.
Yeah, so it's an easy TMO decision. It's
to me, it seems easy.
To the Springboks, and now the referees are still talking. This is never good. These things never end well.
Yeah,
somebody's going to be disappointed. So Kobus Reinach kicks, and then let's see. Ibn Etzebeth, is he placed on side, but it's knocked back by Wales.
Josh Adams. But Josh Adams is the man who knocks back.
He was in front of Kobus Reinach when he kicked that ball.
Yeah.
So the question is, was he ever put back on side?
That's the key. That's the key. Rian Taron says he prefers our show. Thank you, Rian. We prefer you as a fan. So these two, the captains are going to have a discussion here with the referee. But in the meantime, go to our Facebook page, give it a thumbs up, like it. Go to our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe there and ding the bell. And then make sure as well, as we see a no try, that you follow us on the SuperSport broadcast of the Titans Dolphins game from SuperSport Park. We're going to be bringing you commentary there. So it's no try there in the end. I thought he raised his hand. When we looked at the live feed there, Otto, it looked like his hand was raised to signal try.
No, it was Ibn Etzebeth who collected the ball after it was knocked back by Wales. He was in front of Kobus Reinach when Kobus Reinach kicked the ball, and he was never placed back on side. So that's what the penalty was for. Same thing as with one of those Herschel Yankees box kicks that went south in the first half, and Makazole Mapimpi has denied that try. The bigger penalty kick goes to the far side of the field into the 22 of South Africa. But South Africa looking dangerous on attack and on defense. the Welsh, when they are on attack, they are getting bumped back, they are getting driven back, they are getting muscled off the ball. So good signs for South Africa. They just need to keep up the intensity, keep up the work rate. Gareth Anscombe is on the field, replacing Dan Biggar for Wales. And so Wales have
Gareth Davies,
line out
couple of
on the far
substitutions.
side, just inside the 22.
Good throw there, and they're able to try and set up a more, but it collapses immediately through their own fault. Nothing more than that. Malcolm Marx, my word, is trying to steal the ball there. Great bit of work there from the South African hooker as Franco Mostert is immediately tried to steal it. And South Africa get a penalty just over their 22-meter line. Slaps on the back from the supporting players there, because that could have been very different had the South Africans not got it right there. Great bit of work by the Springboks. Exhale from the Welsh players.
I'll say it again. With this Springbok scrum against this Welsh pack, just get into the Welsh half and knock the ball on, and then we'll get a scrum penalty. So we'll see how this scrum goes. But the Springbok scrum is definitely monstering the Welsh pack at the moment, and the Welsh are running out of ideas. The Springboks just need to keep up the pressure here. It's just about 11 minutes to go now. 18 points to 15. Wales lead South Africa in Cardiff. The first test of the outgoing tour, as we call it, the November Internationals or whatever. Kobus Reinach will put this ball in just outside the 22 of South Africa, 15 meters in from the far side of the field. Let's see what South Africa's scrum does with this. They're going backwards, Wales. They're going backwards at a rate of knots. They're collapsing. They are disintegrating in front of the Springbok scrum. And another scrum penalty to the Springboks. Well done. This is excellent. I mean, it's not many Springbok teams that can say that they've just dominated Wales scrum like this. That doesn't happen very often.
And watch Frans Steyn kick it into next week.
Oh, yes. Here we go. Siege Cannon Steyn from his own 22, and he kicks it out across the far side touchline, somewhere near the Welsh 22.
Have a look at this, Vincent Koch. Watch how he absolutely smashes there. Wow. They dissolved like sugar in boiling water, my friend. It literally collapsed without much fuss. And then you get Dwayne Vermeulen, who's a scholarly player, gets replaced by Jasper Wiese, who's basically a burbu without without a leash. Siya Kolisi also makes his way off the park. So South Africa using all of their substitutes here.
Yeah, but Etzebeth takes this one into the maul after the line out. Malcolm Marx has the ball, and they are into the 22 of Wales, I think, if I'm not mistaken. A little bit of a collapse there. Malcolm Marx has the ball. They go forward. Good cleaning out by the Springboks. The ball should be available. It is for Kobus Reinach. No, they're just outside the 10-meter line of Wales. So that line out was just inside the Welsh half. Kobus Reinach wants some support from his forwards to get the ball back for another box kick. And he sends this one flying high up into the air, comes down 5-6 meters past the 22. Good collection by Makazole Mapimpi. Good support by the Springboks, cleaning out the Welsh players. Welsh players are off their feet over the ruck. Advantage to the Springboks on the far side of the field. Kobus Reinach goes infield now to Jasper Wiese, I think. Kobus Reinach goes to the middle of the park once again. Down the back line, it goes to Damian de Allende. And he loses it forward, and that will be a penalty to the Springboks on the far side of the field, just outside the Welsh 22. So that could be an equalizing score for the Springboks. But I think if I were, I don't know who's the captain on the field right now.
It's probably
if I was Siya Kolisi, I would be shouting at them, go for the corner, go for the corner.
Yeah, go for the corner, absolutely.
Welsh back on the back foot, or just tip the penalty, run a few meters forward, knock it on, and then we'll just push their scrum over their try line. That can also
What about going for the corner and then trying to maul it? So I know you said go for the corner, but I think to push the maul instead of trying to run it.
Yeah, they've been getting away with murder in the maul defense. So they've been, guys swimming around the sides and stopping the ball from coming out of the maul, and really difficult for this referee to understand how the maul works. So
he's sour because we beat the All Blacks. So
it might be a bit risky. But let's see. I mean, the Welsh pack are definitely on the back foot, and I would be very surprised if the Springboks aren't sniffing blood in the water here.
As we see,
Dwayne Vermeulen
seems
seems to be, he seems to be
somebody's
the
getting
captain.
an HIA. I think he'll skip at the side, but I think he might be on.
I think Visa replaced Kulisi, not
yes.
Vermeulen.
Okay, so I see what you mean. So
okay, so they have gone for the line out on the far side of the field, 6-7 meters out, and Dwayne Vermeulen collects this one. The maul is set. Malcolm Marx already has the ball, and the maul is going forward. It's 6-7 meters out now. The maul is moving over the 5-meter line, 2-3 over the try line, and Malcolm Marx will have the try for South Africa. More try by the Springboks. Beautiful work by the forwards, clinical, and just what more do you want? That is beautiful.
Absolutely. We called it, Otto. It was clearly something that they needed to do. They needed to hammer this Welsh pack. It's all good and well being quality up front for the first couple of, the first hour of the game, but it's that last 20, because you could confidently say that this Springbok replacement front row is one that you could happily start. And I think when I was doing the team lists earlier today, it was one that looked like, I think the last time we played Argentina was a very familiar, but it was all due to the work there by Dwayne Vermeulen, just marshalling the boys as they went through the Welshmen there, and it was an easy opportunity to dot down there for Malcolm Marx, and he gets himself another 5 points.
Yeah, like you said, just like in the scrum, like a clump of sugar in boiling water, the Welsh pack just dissolved in front of the Springbok pack, and it was beautiful work. Staying together, Elton Jantjies with the left foot from the left side of the field. He's about 10 meters in from the far side touchline. He's going to try and add the 2 extra points. So it's 20 points to 18. No TMO interfering in this try. So the Springboks
we just score more tries. It doesn't matter if we're
and
not
Elton Jantjies hooks this one just to the right of the right hand upright.
Too much curl.
It's okay. We'll score another 3 or 4 tries, Elton. Don't worry. I mean, if we keep going on like this, the Welsh are clueless at this point. When they have the ball, they're getting tackled back. If the referee isn't going to help them, they're definitely not going to win this game. So they're going to take the kickoff, and it will be Gareth Anscombe, no doubt. He goes to the near side of the field, tight 5 meters in from the touchline. It's collected by Jesse Kriel, goes down. Good support there from the Springbok forwards, 5-6 meters in from the near side touchline. Just outside the 22, Kobus Reinach is going to send it to Franco Mostert, who just goes more to the middle of the park to give Kobus Reinach a better angle on the inevitable box kick that's coming. Now it goes up into the air, comes down just about on halfway line. McNichol collects well for Wales. They're sending the ball into the midfield, still in their own half now. Held up by Eben Etzebeth and stolen by Kwagga Smith. He goes onto the Welsh 10-meter line where he's tackled. Good clean out by the Springboks. Kobus Reinach is there. He's going to send the ball to Elton Jantjies, who sends it off the left boot into the air to the far side. And it's knocked forward by Wales, collected by Lucanio Am. He's looking to come infield, keeping the ball in play. Kobus Reinach is there on the far side, on the Welsh 22. And this is Kobus Visa going over the 22. Koch going over the 22 once again. Reinach back into the traffic. Goes, I'm not sure who that is, but it's Jantjies on the 22. Elton Jantjies goes. And this one, once again, driven forward by the Springboks. They're now well into the Welsh 22, 2-3 meters in. Another good pick and go here by Kwagga Smith, with the Welshman there interfering with Kobus Reinach. But the referee has really done well. Wales a lot of favours. They've got a penalty advantage. Kobus Reinach sends his ball into the middle of the park. It's a bit of a knock on there by Kwagga Smith. And they will come back for the penalty. And now Elton Jantjies will have a second chance. But once again, I would say go for the corner, dudes. But it's a bit. They're going in, and then a Welshman, I'm not sure who that was. It looks like one of the loose forwards there. You can just see the Springboks, the intensity of their defense. as Eben Etzebeth held up that ball, and Kwagga Smith just said, "Thank you very much, I'll have that," and ran away. It's beautiful. I mean,
literally,
that's just
literally like the gingerbread man.
Yes.
Run as fast as you can.
They do go for the near side touchline. Eben Etzebeth is getting some medical attention. There's a little bit of break in play. There's 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes to go. Springboks lead by 20 points to 18 in Cardiff with the open roof, and in the rain, in the cold, and they looking absolutely impervious. They are absolutely just muscling and monstering this Welsh team. If it weren't for the referee's help, this 6 penalties would have been on the board for Wales. I saw some replays where they looked dangerous in the first half, but it's been all Springboks in the second half, all the way, all day. It's
definitely
just a power game by the Springboks. Malcolm Marx, 6 meters from the Welsh try line on the near side touchline, has the ball. He throws. It goes to Vermeulen, and they set the maul. They're going backwards a little bit. Marx has the ball, and now the Springboks moving forward, inching up. Good defense in the maul this time by Wales, but the Springboks have the maul going forward now. Going towards the touchline. Malcolm Marx is isolated a little bit, but the ball is available. It's going to be a pick and go here, I'm sure. Yes, it's a pick and go by the Springbok forwards. Good defense, but the ball squirts out. Oh, it's cleaned up there by, must be Kwagga Smith, who moves as fast as that. Kobus Reinach into Vincent Koch, who goes a little bit forward. They're on the 5 meter line now, just about 5-6 meters from the uprights on the near side. They're right in front of the uprights now. The ball goes out to the back line, and it is Elton Jantjies. He's stopped. He makes the ball available 8 meters out from the Welsh try line. Some good defensive work here by Wales. They're keeping the Springboks just about on the advantage line, and that is Stephen Kitsoff going in there 6 meters from the far side touchline, 6 meters out. There's interference by Wales with Kobus Reinach. They knock the ball back, but then going off your feet, says the referee at the next ruck, and Wales get the relieving penalty. Springboks lead 20 points to 18. The Welsh fans are excited for some reason. There's 90 seconds to play. Wales trail by 2. They get the penalty. It's kicked to the far side touchline. The line out will be just about on the 10 meter line. So it was a knock-on advantage to the Springboks, and then a penalty to Wales for
surely there's hands
the
in the ruck
there. Players going off their feet at the ruck. And I'll say it once again, this referee probably won't blow another game at a high level in the near future. I can't see.
What is up with these Australasian refs? Let's talk about something positive. Oli TD said, HCOM took our power, but you guys brought back the game. Great job. Thank you. So thank you, Oli, for your support of us. I see your comment comes from Facebook. Go find our YouTube channel, One World Sports Radio, 1WSR.com, and like and subscribe there so that you'll get a lovely little notification. Ring the bell. Make sure all the notifications. You get a little email and you get a notification on your phone if your push notifications are on, so that you can find out every time we go live. We're going to be bringing you Springbok Rugby. We're going to be bringing you the Proteas as they take on India towards the end of the year.
Football is coming as well. Yeah,
absolutely.
Look out for that. So it's the replacement hooker for Wales, Bradley Roberts, who will put the ball in on the far side touchline.
So we see Tompkins making his way down the tunnel there. He's obviously remonstrating with someone. Bit of substitution. Jonathan Davies is back on the park for Tompkins. Yep. I think he's going to get an HIA.
Wales have possession inside the middle of the park, but the Springboks are just rushing the Wales attackers there. They are well behind the advantage line as the ball comes out to the near side, still pretty much in the middle of the park. Good defense by the Springboks. Comes out to the near side once again, to the short side now, and there is just Springboks everywhere. Every time Wales try to get near the ball, they send the ball out. They back just about onto their 22 now. Vincent Koch goes in for the tackle, and it's Williams sending the ball out to the middle of the park now once again. And this is Beard, the number 5, getting tackled behind the 22, and it's a penalty to the Springboks. Penalty to the box for 20 seconds
Kits
to go.
Yo Biscuit.
Your
Yeah,
beauty.
absolutely. It was Kitsoff who immediately stormed in there. Like you said, Beard was the man that was tackled, and Kitsoff right in there. And that means South Africa will probably slot this penalty. And even if we don't, because the hoot is already gone, we're going to win this game. First time since 2013 that South Africa have won a game in Cardiff. You know, it's something that we haven't seen for a while. And good to see South Africa back to winning ways here. There's a lot of support all around, and in the end, it means that they start off this outgoing series, this autumn internationals series, as they play Scotland next, no doubt at Murrayfield. And so South Africa have done a really great job here. Almari Ghost says, Donkey to you, Almari. Thank you for joining us for this. Almari, yes. It's Disney Almari biscuits. Yes. Almari.
Yeah, it's Almari. Yeah.
There you go. Slotted.
Thank you, Almari. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Slotted the penalty. 23 points to 18 is the final score. Elton Yankees with the kick there. Almost straight in front. Wow. What a power performance by the Springboks in the second half, Coach Dave.
Absolutely, they've pulled it right from underneath the Welsh there. You must appreciate how good this game was for both sides. It was a real rugby lovers game, and it's no different to the game that we saw at Rugby World Cup 2019. At the same time, it was a penalty late there that cost the Welsh an opportunity to clinch victory. So South Africa from the stadium in Cardiff. It's great stuff, guys. Keep up with the good work from Christian Matthews. So thank you to you for joining us for this broadcast. We're going to be bringing you the Scotland game, no doubt, and the English game as well. There's a bit of cricket that'll come up, but most importantly, go like and subscribe. So like our Facebook page, go subscribe to our YouTube channel, ding the bell so that you know when we're going live, and follow us tomorrow. We're going to be bringing you the day number 3. It is from Supersport Park in Centurion as the Titans take on the Dolphins. There's a wonderful bit of batting performance there from the Titans as they look to put the screws on the Dolphins as as we get into the second round of the domestic 4-day series for Cricket South Africa. So Supersport, go check out their channel. If you see the live broadcast of Titans versus Dolphins, you'll see us bring you that game. But from myself and Otto Simon, thank you all for joining us, and we hope that you will be with us very soon.
Thank you so much. And it's so great to see domestic red ball cricket back live, baby. It's on YouTube, and One World Sports Radio partnering up there and bringing you the commentary. It's so exciting. Tell all your friends who love the 4-day game, the red ball stuff. It's back. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. We'll see you.
Keep well.
Bye.